What's good, everybody? NicMakesPlays here. Today, I'm going to go over my newest iteration of my Shaddoll deck. It got me Diamond 1 last season, which is the highest rank, and I'm going to be getting Diamond 1 with it this season as well. I will show you the deck guide, explain how it plays, what other cards are there, and then I'll go over 2 replays I have of the deck performing amazing, beating decks even like Sword Soul, which I think is the best deck right now. And I'll do a live game, which whatever game I'm going to queue up, I'm going to play it, and whoever it goes, I'm just going to upload it. So let's get started. So first things first, I want to explain why I'm running 60 cards in this Shaddoll deck. I run a card called The Grass is Greener. If you have more cards in your deck than your opponent does, send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard to the same number of cards in your deck as your opponent. So I run 60, so then ideally I mill at least like 20, whatever, because they usually have 40. And then every Shaddoll you mill triggers the Shaddoll effects. They all get them off The Grass is Greener. You can mill Alistair, Invocation, you can mill Fairy Tale Snow. There's some pretty crazy stuff, and I'll be showcasing that in some of the replays. Before we get into the first card, if you guys like Shaddolls, you guys like Master Duel, deck guides, stuff like that, you like Yu-Gi-Oh!, then make sure you like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about the video at the end of the video, but here we go. All right, it's a 60 card deck, so we'll go over everything pretty briefly just because there's a lot of cards, more than a normal deck. Effect Veiler, pretty straightforward. It's a hand trap. You can use it on your opponent's turn to stop one of their monster effects, but it's also a light, so you can fusion summon with it to make Shaddoll construct. So I love the light hand traps like Nibiru and Veiler in this deck because they allow you to... They're not like bricks. Like, in other decks, they're just bricks. Like, if you draw too many, you can't do anything. You confuse with these. So they're like bricks plus also engine cards in a way. And a 6-card deck, you want to run as many hand traps as possible to make sure you at least see one. So that's pretty good. Straight Max C's best card in the game. Pretty straightforward. Hand trap. They especially make draw a card. Very good. Okay. 2 Shaddoll Hedgehog. So when this one's milled or sent to graveyard by a card effect, that means fuse with, whatever, then you can search a Shaddoll card. This is very good at searching Wendy, because you can set Wendy. Searching more Shaddolls just to fuse with El Shaddoll Fusion, stuff like that. And it's a pretty good card to set. When it's flipped, you can search a Shaddoll spell or trap, and that's obviously very good. It's probably the second best one to set outside of Shaddoll Beast, because you can search like Schism and Shaddoll Fusion, stuff like that. Next we have Ash Blossom, also straightforward, one of the best hand traps in the game, if not the best, along with Max C, so pretty good. Next we have 2 Shaddoll Wendy. This card allows you to set a Shaddoll monster from your deck. So if it's sent to the graveyard via fusing, Grass is Greener, what have you. You can set Shaddoll Beast, and Shaddoll Beast is flipped, so you draw to discard 1. Very powerful play. It's also a wind, which is really nice because most Shaddoll monsters are dark. And cards like Apclone say 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes. Also pretty cool, so it allows you to make Raijin, Alistair plus a wind monster. So very good. I run 2 of pretty much all the Shaddoll monsters except for Squamata's 3, because it just mills the Shadolls, can be anything. So you always want to see Squamata because it's usually the toolbox. But just 2 of these, because you can, when you want that effect, you just send that one off Construct or send that one off Squamata. Next is Squamata. We're talking about run 3 this one. It's a card sent to the graveyard by a card effect. Summon Shaddoll card from your deck to the graveyard. This is by far the best one. You can do pretty much anything you want. Draw a card with Beast, set a monster with Wendy, banish cards with Ariel, destroy backer with Shaddoll Dragon, what have you. You can even send spell or trap cards. So next we have Shaddoll Dragon. I only run 1 because it's a brick. You really don't want to draw this card, especially going first. But when sent to the graveyard, it allows you to destroy a spell or trap. Very good against the Eldritch deck, decks with skill drain, stuff like that. In a 60-card deck, you're not going to draw it that often, so it's not that huge deal of it being a brick, and it's just a nice little one-up toolbox card. Next, we have 1 Fairy Tale Snow. This is one of the best cards in the whole deck. So this card's normal special summon. You can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and set it face down, but that's not the important part. The important part is really, if this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can banish 7 other cards from your hand, field, or graveyard, especially in this card. So, there's multiple reasons why this is amazing. First off, it's not once per turn. So, like, if you activate it and they're like, okay, I'll chain DD Crow, you can just do it. You can literally chain it again on that same stack and special summon it and dodge the DD Crow. So it's really hard to deal to be stopped by stuff like that, like stuff like Call by the Grave. You can send it to the graveyard with Shaddoll Fusion. So Shaddoll Fusion says, if you summon a Shaddoll monster, but if your opponent has a monster from the extra deck on the field, you can fuse from your deck. So when you summon Construct, which is the main one you summon, Shaddoll on a light monster, this is your go-to light, just an extra free effect in the graveyard, and Grass is Greener can mill it, so it's just an extra interruption, especially on your opponent's turn. Like, you send it to the graveyard, they try and do a play, say they summon like a Tri-Braided monster, you can special summon Fairy Tale Snow, and then use the effect to set their monster face down, just a free interrupt. It's also extremely hard to outgrind. The card's absolutely amazing. Alright, Destiny Hero Celestial, we'll get to the Celestial Dasher when we go to the DPE package. 3 Alistair, the Invoker, kind of puts the whole deck together. There's a lot of cool combos you can do with this card. But when it's summoned, it essentially searches Invocation, which is a fusion spell. One play you can do now that Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer's in the game is you go like summon Alistair the Invoker, search Invocation. Then you do Invocation, fusing with the light, and a Shaddoll monster to summon Construct. You can do Construct, send Schism to the graveyard. And then what you can do is you can link both the Alistair and the Construct together for Verde Anaconda, okay? Then you get Shaddoll Schism back to your hand via Contract effect when it's synced to the grave, including Linked off, and then you can use Verde Anaconda to summon DP, so you have Destiny Hero and Phoenix Enforcer, and then you also have Schism to summon Winda. So that's just a simple play that ends with like Winda plus DPE. If you have another invocation or another like, you know, Shaddoll fusion, stuff like that instead, you can like save the invocation. You can also make Makaba as well. So you can use Contract as the light. So it's very easy to have like Destiny Hero, Phoenix Enforcer, Shaddoll Schism for Winda, plus Makaba, which is they can only special summon once. You get a card that can destroy cards, and you also have a negate. So very good. I'll be showcasing all these combos in the game, so don't worry. But I guess I'll also just say this is nice because it adds consistency. You don't have to always use invocation for Makaba and Alistair. You can use it just to fuse from your hand for the Shaddoll monsters. And another cool thing is it gives you recurring value. You can mill it off the Grass is Greener, and you can link summon it into Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden. So you can use like, okay, I'll summon Alistair, link it into the Moon Maiden, then I'll use Shaddoll Fusion, fusing with the Moon Maiden as a light and a Shaddoll monster, make Construct, send Schism, then I'll link off the Construct for Gravity Controller, get Schism back, and then I'll use the invocation to make Makaba, and then you have Makaba plus Schism, which can summon Winda. I know it sounds like a lot, but these are really important plays. They're a lot simpler than they sound, and I'll try to showcase them for you today in the videos. But yeah, very easy to end with like DP, Makaba, Winda, or a combination of 2 of the 3. Alright, moving on. Sorry, this card's really important to the deck. It brings it all together. That's why I talked about it a lot. Ariel. This card's really cool, stuff you can do with it. So, if it's in the graveyard, you can target the 3 cards in the graveyard, banish them. Mostly used to banish your opponent's graveyard effects. But one cool thing you can do is if you Grass is Greener, right, and you mill, say, Alistair in Invocation, you can use the Ariel to banish your Alistair from your own graveyard. And Invocation says you can target one of your banished Alistairs, shuffle this card in your deck, and add it to your hand. So basically, it makes Grass is Greener just search Alistair, essentially, if you get that combo off. Very good. 2, Shaddoll Beast. This is the best card to set off Shaddoll Wendy, because it just has an amazing effect. You can draw 2, then discard 1, and you can discard Shaddoll effects, get their effects off. Just really good follow-up turn. And also, in general, just good, because you can just draw a card whenever you need it, so it's amazing. I guess, next we can go over the DP package. So these are sent to the graveyard via Fusion Destiny, or Predaplant Verde Anaconda to send Fusion Destiny to use its fusion effect. So you Fusion Destiny, and then you just send these 2 as materials for DP. DP takes 1 level 6 or higher hero monster and Destiny hero monster. When he does either player's turn, you can destroy a card you control and they control, it doesn't target, and it reborn itself if it's destroyed on next standby phase. So, yeah, these are just the materials for Fusion Destiny. But what this card says is, except for the turn sent to the graveyard, if you have no cards in hand, you can banish this and Dasher to draw 2 cards. So it allows you to not only summon DP, but refill to draw 2. But yeah, these are just for DP material. Alright, 3 Nibiru, as I said earlier, very good. Hand traps that you can also fuse with because they're lights. Very good in Sword Soul, just combo decks. You know, you want max hand trap odds, because you're running, again, 6-card deck, it sucks if you don't draw a hand trap, so I run like pretty much 3 of all of them to make sure I at least get 1. Foolish Burial, very versatile, can send a Shaddoll, get any Shaddoll effect you want. A lot of times you can go second, just send like Dragon, destroy a back row, and then pop off. You can send like whenever draw a card, Squamata, sending Beast. You can also send Fairy Tail Snow in the late game, which is kind of cool. 1 Terraforming, searches Magical Meltdown, which searches Alistair. So 3 Shaddoll Fusion. We went over this briefly. So you fusion summon for a Shaddoll monster, but if your opponent has a monster in the extra deck on the field, then you're able to fuse from your deck. You can send Fairy Tail Snow, or whatever, plus a Shaddoll for Construct, or you can summon like App Cologne, sending like Wendy plus Squamata. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do when you fuse from the deck. 3 Desires. So one perk of having a 6-card deck is you can run 3 Pod Desires. Absolutely amazing because, you know, you banish 10 cards from your deck, but you have so many cards in your deck, you're not going to deck out. You only care about what you banish, and you draw 2. A lot of cards are on multiples of, such as like Schism, in case you banish things. The only thing that sucks to banish, I guess, would be like Celestial Dasher. You can't use Fusion Destiny anymore, but it's just then you just don't do that. It's like really not a big deal. Like banishing Snow is like you like Snow, but it's not, again, you don't need Snow, so it's not a big deal. Drawing 2 is just really strong, especially if you have like 3 copies in the deck. Chance to draw 2. There's a lot of powerful cards. This is one of the most powerful cards along with Grass is Greener. These are kind of the perks of the 6-card version. Grass is Greener we went over. It's pretty auto when it goes off. I had a game where I used this card. I had like nothing going for me. I top decked it, played it, and got a Chain Link 6. I got like every Shaddoll effect in my whole deck. It was so insane. Invocation. You can use these to fuse from hand for Shaddoll monsters, or fuse from Field and Grave for invokes. And then if you have a banished Alistair, you can shuffle this card in your deck, add Alistair your hand. Like we went over the Arrow combo earlier. Just I run 3 because, I mean, 1, it's awkward if you banish like too many off Desires. But mostly I actually just use it as polymerization from the hand. Like it's pretty good to actually have the extra cards allow you to fuse on a brick. 2 Fusion Destiny, absolutely amazing. Fusion Summon 1 Fusion Monster from your extra deck. Next to Destiny Hero, using monster from your hand deck as Fusion Material. So basically, Shaddoll Fusion, they don't have to have extra monster in the field. You just summon DP. DP is really strong. These are materials. Next, we have 3 Pot of Prosperity. My biggest issue with the deck was consistency. The deck's way stronger when you see certain cards, such as Shaddoll Fusion, Alistair, Grass is Greener. But 6-card deck, you're not always going to have what you need. So I pretty much just use Prosperity to help the consistency. You can't do Prosperity and Desires or Beast the same turn, but again, 6-card deck, you're not going to draw both a lot of time. And I'd rather have both than none, I guess. And I don't want to brick. I want to at least have something to help out my consistency, mold the hand the way I want, and get going. So yeah, I play 3 of these and helps out a lot, especially to see cards like Grass is Greener more often. If you see the Grass is Greener, you basically win the game. So I love Pot of Prosperity to try and dig into that. So you can banish 3 or 6 cards from your choice from the extra deck face down, and then you basically look at that many cards from the top of your deck and add one to your hand, and you can't draw for the rest of the turn. So what I banish primarily, you can do 6 if you really need it, but usually I just do 3. Shekanaga doesn't come up that often, so you can just banish Shekanaga. That's an easy one. Raijin you don't really need. And then you really don't need 2 App Cologne. Really doesn't come up that often, so I'd say the go-tos to banish for Prosperity for 3 are App Cologne, Raijin, and Shekanaga. 2 Magical Meltdown. Once activated, you can add 1 Alistair Invoke deck to your hand. Also, effects that Fusion Summon can't be negated, and your opponent can't respond when you summon a Fusion monster, so pretty good. 3 El Shaddoll Fusion. It's a quick play. It just lets you fuse for a Shaddoll monster, but again, quick play is really cool, because if they try and remove your card, then you can chain El Shaddoll Fusion. You can also use to dodge things like Skill Drain, like let's say you summon Construct, and they're like, okay, Effect Veiler or Skill Drain. You get El Shaddoll Fusion fusing with the Construct, and then its effect resolves in the grave, dodging the Effect Veiler or the Skill Drain. Allows you to go for game really easily. You can go like attack, then El Shaddoll Fusion attack again, and you win the game. So also really cool to make win on your opponent's turn. Like you just have like, Shaddoll plus a dark monster like Alistair or whatever. And then they go, okay, special summon. You go chain El Shaddoll Fusion, and then they're out of special summons and you win. So very good. 2 Call to the Grave, pretty obligatory. Obviously, you mostly use on hand traps. Target monster in your opponent's graveyard. Banish it if you do to the end of the next turn. Its effects are negated, as well as activate effects of the monster's same name in the field. So if your opponent discards Effect Veiler, Ash Blossom to stop your Grass is Green or whatever, you can just banish the Ash Blossom, negate the Ash Blossom's effect, and then resolve your Grass is Greener, stops Maxi. But it's cool also for random graveyard stuff, like stops like the Golden Lord, or banishes the Golden Lord, so that's nice. 3 Infinite Permanents, again, you want more hand traps, 60-card deck, want to make sure you get those hand traps out on 3. Very good hand trap, target one face monster controls to get effects in the turn. And then 2 Shaddoll Schism, this is pretty much the best Shaddoll card of the deck. This is actually definitely the best Shaddoll card of the deck. Let's just read what it does, it's just so cracked, it's so insane. During the main phase, you can Fusion Summon 1 Shaddoll monster from your extra deck by banishing Fusion materials listed on from your field or graveyard, but it can't attack directly. So it's a continuous trap, so you can do it every turn, like my turn Fusion, your turn Fusion, my turn Fusion, your turn Fusion. So you can keep fusing, like infinitely basically. If you use from the graveyard, you're not really using many resources, like you're not using actual cards, you're using cards you already used. So, especially if you have Grass is Greener, it just fuels the entire grave for the rest of the game. Then, you can send to the graveyard 1 monster your opponent controls the same attribute as the Fusion Summon monster, and it doesn't target either. So you can get through cards that can't be targeted, and it's just really awkward for them to play around. So basically, a lot of times what you'll do is you'll, again, Fusion Summon a Construct with Shaddoll Kumata, Effect Veiler, whatever, a light plus Shaddoll. Make Construct, put it in the extra monster zone, and then you want to send Shaddoll Schism to the graveyard. Then you can link off the Shaddoll Construct for Gravity Controller, adding Shaddoll Schism from your deck or from your graveyard to your hand. Set Shaddoll Schism, and then your opponent's turn, you can just summon Winda. And then Winda says it can only special one once per turn. So yeah, you're able to search this right away, just kind of get the ball rolling. And it's also really cool if they do things like summon Golden Lord, where you're like, okay, Shaddoll Schism, make Construct, send Golden Lord to graveyard. Then, Construct effect, which you summon, she sends a Shaddoll card back to graveyard, you can send Ariel and then banish the Golden Lord you sent to the graveyard. And he also can't get around it, because it can't be destroyed by card effects, this doesn't destroy it, just sends. So let's do the extra deck, and then let's get into the replays, and then let's get into a live game, to show you exactly how the deck plays out. So Winda, so can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Each player can only special summon once per turn. It takes a Shaddoll monster and a Dark monster. So what you want to do is use this in response to cards that start chained to special summon. Let's say your opponent uses like Monster Reborn or like a Tenny or something. Then you can say, okay, chain Schism, El Shaddoll, whatever, make Winda. Winda will pop up, then their special summon will resolve, and that's their 1 special summon for the entire turn. And it just locks them out of the game and you win pretty much for free, if it works out like that, which it does most of the time. Invoked Raijin. Quick effect, you can target a face-up monster on the field, change it to face-down defense position. Pretty good to interrupt your opponent's turns, or also like dodge Skill Drain and Veiler and stuff like that on your turn. Protect your cards for battle. It's a very versatile card. Just needs like Alistair plus a Wendy. 2 App Cologne, so can't be destroyed by battle. And then if it's special summoned, You can target a face-up card in the field. This negates its effects permanently. So if you negate like a field spell, it's negated the rest of the game. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. You can like add Shaddoll Schism and then like discard Squamata or something. Pretty good. Shaddoll Construct, pretty much the main one you make. A light and a Shaddoll monster. If this card special summoned, you can send one Shaddoll card from your deck to the graveyard. The reason it's so good, it's just a really good toolbox. You can pretty much just search whatever you want with that, or summon whatever you want with that. If a battle special summon a monster, destroy that monster. Most monsters in the game are special summon nowadays, so it's very good on offense. I've sent to the graveyard, you can target one Shaddoll spell and trap card in your graveyard, add to your hand. So, again, if they have an extra deck monster on the field and you Shaddoll Fusion, you can send Fairytale Snow plus like Squamata to make Construct, which is really good because you get a free Fairytale Snow in graveyard, it's a light. One Invoked Aguadius. I go for game this all the time. The card's so insane. So Alistair plus a fusion monster. You kind of make this later in the game. The card's special summoned, or your opponent special summons a monster. Target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it. So when it's summoned, you can just destroy one of their monsters. And then when they special summon on their turn, it also destroys one of their monsters. It's good on offense and defense. Its other effect is once per turn, you can banish a fusion monster from your graveyard. This gains attack equal to the banished monster attack to end of next your opponent's turn. So you can banish like Construct, make it 4800, go up for game. But basically, you can like summon it, blow up one of their monsters, make it 4800 attack, and it's so easy to go for game like that. Next is Destiny here. Phoenix Enforcer, one of the most meta-defying cards in the game. Very easy to make in this deck because you can make Predator Plant like no problem. Anaconda, which we'll get to in a second. Anaconda can also make this, as well as Fusion Destiny. So monsters your opponent control lose 200 attack for each hero in grave. This is just a bonus effect. Its main effect is really good. It's quick effect, so it's either player's turn. Destroy both one card you control and one card in the field. So this doesn't target. So basically you activate it, and then if they let it resolve, you just get to destroy a free card. Then, if this card's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can activate the effect, and then special summon Destiny Hero from graveyard during your next standby phase. So you can just like activate it, destroy itself and one of your opponent's card, and then reborn it next turn. And just every turn you get a free destroy. It's very hard to deal with. 2 Invoke Macabre. 2 comes up all the time. You can summon one, then it dies, and then use the first one in grave to make the second one. Alistair plus a light. Once per turn, a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated. Quick effect, you can send the same type of card from your hand in the graveyard and negate the activation if you banish it. So what you usually do is you summon Alistair, search Invocation. You can link the Alistair into Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden, and then use Invocation, banishing the Magistus Use Mage from the field and Alistair from the graveyard, get a free Macabre. So Alistair's just a 1-card Macabre, which is really strong. 1 El Shaddoll Shekanaga. It doesn't come up too often, but it is nice to have. So it takes a Shaddoll monster plus an Earth monster. Your Earth monster is Max C, so if you use Max C, you middle of grass greener can make this. When a special monster activates the effect, you can negate the activation and destroy it. Then send one Shaddoll card from your hand in the graveyard. So what it does is you can just put it in defense and sit on it. If they summon a special summon monster, which again most monsters special summon in Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays, like an extra deck monster, you can negate its effect if they use it by discarding a Shaddoll card. It destroys the card and then it triggers the effect of the Shaddoll you discarded. So you can do is like discard Squamata, negate and destroy your monster effect, and then get Squamata's effect, and then get even more stuff. It's really hard to deal with, and it's just a nice little option. Gravity Controller. This is basically just used to link off the Construct turn 1 to search Schism. Again, you want to fuse for Construct, then you want to send Schism to your graveyard. Make sure you fuse for Construct in the extra monster zone, and then Gravity Controller says you can link for it with one non-link monster in extra monster zone to the Construct. Send it to the graveyard, and then you can add the Schism from your graveyard to your hand. So that's pretty much the whole role of the card. Moon Maiden, we don't use the effect, it's just to make Alistair into a light for Macabre or for fusing with Shaddoll Fusion. Then last but not least, Predator Plant Birdie Anaconda. You can pay 2,000 light points, send one fusion or Polymerization normal spell or quick play spell from your deck to the graveyard, then activate the card's effect. You can't special monster the rest of the turn, so most of the time, turn 1, you're just going to use this for Fusion Destiny, like you do your combo, whatever. Put 2 monsters into Birdie Anaconda, and it's just a free DP by doing the Fusion Destiny. Later in the game, if your opponent has the extra deck monster in the field, you can also do Shaddoll Fusion, which is nice because you can be like, okay, Verte, Shaddoll Fusion, send Snow, send a Shaddoll, get Construct, you can do like all kinds of stuff. So yeah. Alright, that's the deck. I'm now going to go over 2 replays that I think really showcase like how strong the deck can be and like how good it is. Then I'll just do a live game, we'll play a game, however it goes, I'll just upload that game, and I can hopefully show you in real time how the deck works out. So here we go. Alright, so our hand is the nuts right here, but I just want to show you what happens with the deck if you draw well. So they go Ecclesia, they're playing in Sword Soul, they get Mo Yi. So we're playing against the best deck in the entire game. We have 1 hand trap. Nibiru's a good hand trap, but it's only 1. We have like a million hand traps, so it's very easy. Like right there, we could have had impermanent effect failure for that, and it would have pretty much accomplished the same thing. So we got like an Alistair, we got a hand trap, Shaddoll Fusion's good, and the Grass's Greener is our ace card. One cool thing about going second with this deck is they use cards from their deck. Like he's already at 33, so we're gonna mill even more from the Grass's Greener. So he does this, he's probably gonna get the Long Yang, yep. He's going to go for Baron to floor, but we're going to Nibiru, blow up his whole field. He's pretty shit out of luck, too, because he can't even use Blackout now. He doesn't have a Worm Monster. Alright, so we activate Meltdown. So the reason I don't play this immediately is I like to play Makaba first off Alistair to kind of have negation for their hand traps, right? Or even bait them out. So here, we're going to make the Verte Anaconda. Pretty easy, Nibiru plus the Alistair. Invocation, again, I love doing the Makaba before I do the Grass Green in my plays, because if they have Ash Blossom, we just negate it. We can get rid of their Ecclesia from Grave. It's a nice little light for free. We already had another one ourselves, though. We always want to add this to hand before we do anything. Just more discard fodder, more options for the Makaba negate. We're going to do Shaddoll Fusion. Use some hand. Get rid of a back row here. Make Winda. Pretty crazy stuff what we're doing. So we'll just pull up that back row. And I also like using the Anaconda here before I do Grass is Greener, because that way we can't mill the targets. Because if we mill these, you can't use the Fusion Destiny. So just use Fusion Destiny. We have this. Then insult to injury, Grass is Greener. You get like a million effects. Yeah, just GG. Here I think, did I give him a token? I think I gave him a token by accident. But we win anyway, so it's fine. I think I was feeling myself too much here. Yeah, Banish is Grave, give him low resources. Draw a card. Yeah, so we gave him a token. I actually was just feeling myself here. I was popping up a bit too much. So we gave him a token. Not a big deal though. Like we can just attack it. Kill that. We draw Desires, draw more cards. And then here we go. We just go for game. Or, yeah, so we can discard the Alistair here. Alistair has a bonus effect where you can discard it to make a fusion monster gain 1000 attack and defense during combat, so very good. Alright, so this hand's also really strong. I did choose these replays because my hands are really good. But yeah, I just want to show you the power of the deck. So he's playing Thunder Dragon. I'm not too familiar with them, but we're going first, so I'm chilling. I don't really care that much about what he does. I kind of just want to show you like what Grass is Greener can do in this deck. So we activate Meltdown. Again, I love making the Makaba before we play Grass is Greener. That will usually, if they have like Ash or something, they have to just Ash here. So it baits the Ash, because otherwise I'll make Makaba. He doesn't have it here, but it just essentially baits out the hand traps. So when we do the Grass is Greener, it resolves, and we win the game. All right, so standard play. You can see here that we just make the Moon Maiden with Alistair as a Link monster, and then banish both for Makaba. That's just the one card Makaba combo with Alistair. All right, and then here we use Grass is Greener. See what we get. Did I mill Snow here? So we get Squamata, Hedgehog. We also mill Snow. Having Snow is like insane insurance. And the Grave is so fueled because we just Grass is Greener for like half our deck. So we're pretty much good to go in terms of being able to banish 7 cards or Reborn Snow multiple times. We have Desires. We have a million cards in our hand. Our end board's actually not that insane, but we're up so much in card advantage, and we also have the... So I fused the Dragon here because I already used these other effects. We're just so far ahead here. We pretty much can't lose. We have Makaba, so we have a negate. You can only special from 1 month per turn. This can't be destroyed by card effects, so we can't like Raigeki it or anything. We have Ash Blossom to stop searches. We have Snow. So yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling. Also, one thing that's amazing about this deck with the Shaddoll and the Alistair like in the same deck is if they try and attack over the window, you can just discard Alistair, make it 3200, and then you usually win. You know, most things aren't 3200. So it not only can out special summon, and we have a negate. Like it's super hard to kill this. So yeah, we're just good to go. So he summons a 2800 attack monster as his only summon. So like normally, like okay, he can out window and then he can play. But we're gonna Snow here, and we're gonna set that face down with Snow's ability. You can just banish whatever, just like whatever, especially spell cards. You want to banish like these spell cards, they don't really do anything. And he concedes, so GG. We won either way if we had Alistair. So, to buff the window, so good game. Alright, do the coin flip, see how it goes. And we won. So, I prefer to go first to set up Schism, summon El Shaddoll Winda to limit their special summoning. Going second is also really good in this deck. You have Grass is Greener to like pop off and win the game. Shaddoll Fusion, if there's something extra deck, you can use from your deck, which is huge. You have like a billion hand traps, so usually good to go. Interesting. Very interesting. So I guess we'll do... Interesting. So I guess we'll do Hedgehog. We'll do Hedgehog. We'll search Wendy. I think I have this figured out. We'll search Wendy. So I really want Schism. I really want Schism. So we'll fuse for App Cologne here. It's a bit of an unorthodox play. Usually you have a light to do this. And then we'll put this in defense, put it in the extra monster zone, because we need to link it off our gravity controller. And then here, I'm not going to get anything with that, but we can do Squamata, and we can also do the Wendy. So we can draw a card off Beast instead of Beast from our deck, see how it goes. So, special from deck, we'll set Beast. Beast is great follow-up. And then we'll do Squamata. What does Squamata want to send? Because we're going to search this anyway. Is there any effect we haven't used yet that we want to? Oh, the Beast, yeah. So draw a card off Beast. Pretty good. Meltdown. Interesting. Alright, let's do it. So we got Meltdown. Summon Alistair. No need to make Verde Anaconics. We already have Fusion Destiny in hand. How do I want to do this now? I guess we still need to link this away. We have no lights, so we'll just do... Interesting. So this has to be what? Low for a lower spellcaster monster? It has to be in that zone. So we'll link now for this. And then we'll activate Apclone's effect. We'll add Schism from our graveyard to our hands. And we don't need Imperm, we just send Imperm away. And then we can link for Magistus. Here. And then we can do the invocation. Get Makaba. Nice little Omni negate. Alright. Just put it here. And then we're going to go ahead use invocation. Now we have a card to discard for the Makaba. We want to negate a monster effect. And activate Fusion Destiny. And then we'll make DPE, sending Celestial and Dasher. Very good also, because we can draw 2 off Celestial in following turns. So we'll touch on that in defense, it's fine. Alright, so pretty good. We have, you know, Winda will come out, limiting special summoning off Schism. We have DP to blow up a card on either player's turn, their turn primarily. And we have Makaba to negate a card. So we have Omni negate, play special once per turn, and destroy, and we have follow up with Beast. And we also Celestial Dasher and Grave. So very strong. There's a lot of ways to end this board. Like, we didn't have Fusion Destiny, we could have done Verte. A lot of time, like, Apclone's not that common. You usually do Construct here. But, you know, with certain hands, you can also just do Apclone. Mystery Shell Dragon. I have a feeling he's just going to want to link with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this now, because it's dark. So we can use the effects. And then we'll make Winda. And we can just banish, I guess. Hedgehog's fine. Squamata's fine. And so we summon a dark monster. We can send a dark from this field to the graveyard. I don't actually know what we're up against here. Mystery Shell Drag. I just know that I'm assuming he's gonna link. Oh, he's no extra deck. Wait, what is this? How did I not notice that before? I mean, we're still in an amazing spot. Maybe this hurt me more than it hurt him. I don't know, but I mean, we're pretty much chilling. I didn't notice he had no extra deck. That's kind of crazy. Is this not? I think I might know what the deck this is. Mystery Shell Dragon. I mean, either way, I guess to get a normal monster out of the field, maybe a lot of his cards involve normal monsters to like get their effects. Alright, that's 1, that's 2. That's 3. Oh no, that's it. 3's good. 3's fine. You don't need 4. You don't need 4? 3 is fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, I don't really know. I'm lost. I'm clueless. If I could just draw a trap, that'd be really cool, because I can negate with Makaba. Negate the traps with Makaba. So end phase. So end phase. Oh, so main phase 2. Okay, end phase. We can do DP here. And we can destroy itself, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Or I guess we could destroy what the opponent's card. Do I want to leave Window on the field? Window might actually be bad for us. I'm gonna leave it for now though. We can always. Is Window that bad for us? What do we have in Grave? Shaddoll Fusion? Yeah, maybe I'll kill my own Window actually, and we'll just kill this because this might hinder us more than it's hindering him. Dimensional Prison. Wow. So we'll get the effect here of Window inside the graveyard, add a Shaddoll card from grave to hand. It's also kind of cool because now Makaba can negate a spell. He's like a face down quick play spell. And then this will die from Fusion Destiny, but it will reborn via its own effect. It's pretty good. But yeah, now we're not locked into special summoning. We can summon a Dasher, but there's no point. Alright. We will summon back the DP, put it in attack position. You think he runs Shrential Tribute? Floodgate Trapple. So it sets it forever? I guess we'll just chain it then. We'll just chain it and keep reborning it and like picking away his cards. Ring of Destruction. I don't know what we're up against here, but I think we're good. We had a really strong start. Alright. That's fine. I mean, if it dies, we're just going to reborn it next turn anyway. He has one more card. Okay, I think he's just giving up at this point. That doesn't that doesn't accomplish anything. Does not accomplish anything. But I was happy I was able to show you guys the board. I'm happy I was able to show you guys the board. Like the turn one, you have like DP Makaba Window, or it's DP Makaba Schism, but same thing. All right, and we're pretty much just good to kill him here. We can even negate Nibiru if we like special him 20 times. Take him Nibiru. I guess we'll just discard Wendy. Get Wendy's effects. Shouldn't go through the motions too much though, because we already have game. We can special summon whatever. Now we can Shaddoll Fusion. We can Alistair. Again, we just gotta get 8,000 on board and then we win. Whatever way's easiest, we'll just do this. Nibiru, it's fine. Alright. Effects are pretty much irrelevant. We can just go through the motions, I guess. We'll just send out Shaddoll Fusion. Yeah, that's good. We'll just leave a monster in hand to negate Nibiru or whatever. Alright. And that's game. Yeah, so Zek can do crazy boards all the time. That's without Grass's Greener. We didn't even have Grass Greener. We had Fusion Destiny, but we didn't need it. We could have just made Anaconda to make a. We can have a DP Makaba Window a lot of the time. It's really strong. If you guys are enjoying the video, I'm gonna add in one more bonus game. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below if you're enjoying the Invoked Shaddoll video. And here we go. All right, flip the coin. We'll choose first. I'm going first is slightly better because you can set up Schism and then play Window to limit their special summoning. But going second is also totally fine. Tons of hand traps. They have the extra monster. Most players do start with that in turn one. You can fuse from your deck. Alright, really strong hand. Really strong hand. Yeah, this pretty much is like everything I ever want. So we'll do a Meltdown first. Let's see if any hand traps. So he can respond here. We'll add Alistair. Alright. I guess the only hand trap I'm truly afraid of is Maxi. We don't really have an answer for that. We can play through all the rest of them though. Alright. Search Implication. It might actually be Maxi. I'm not sure. Imperm. Okay, I don't mind the Imperm at all. We won't get Makaba, but I don't need it. We still have the main combo of the deck I'm trying to do. I guess here, if we bait out a hand trap, we can probably just play the Grass's Greener. We could also play this and try and dig for Call by the Grave, in case he has Ash. That could be interesting. I think we should just do this and see what we get. We're only getting one less mill for Grass's Greener. So Raijin is very optional. Shek is very optional, and we probably don't need to add Kulon. Go to 3. If we do hit Call by the Grave, that'd be really cool. We don't need it though. All right, let's get Imperm. Just some backup. We already have all those other cards. We literally have those in hand. All right, play Grass's Greener. See how it goes. Yeah, even if he ashes this, I don't really mind. Like I think we have a ton of stuff we can do. So we have Invocation and Grave. We milled one of these, we can't Fusion Destiny anymore. We milled both Schisms, which is fine. I was gonna send Schism anyway of a Construct, but So I guess we'll do Wendy. And then do I want to banish anything with Ariel? I guess we could banish an Alistair, but I don't really see a point to doing that. Oh, well... Yeah, no, we wouldn't do that. Yeah, so we'll banish the Alistair we milled. And we can use the Invocation, and we can make Macabre that way. He does a Maxi! No! No. Ah, my plays are so sick. I mean, we'll... do we just pop off? Do we just do everything? That full combo still? Dang. Alright, so we'll set Beasts for follow-up. How do we want to do this? We might just have to go all out just this once. We use Invocation. We'll add an Alistair to our hands. The free Alistair. Dang. I really want Schism, but I also could just make Winda. And then hope it's enough. We definitely need something. Yeah, I guess we won't search Schism. Because what I'm thinking about doing is like we turn this into a light with the Moon Maiden. That's what I usually do. Summon Construct, send Schism, and then grab a controller, link it off, then Schism Grave to hand. We already have Schism in Grave. So we don't need this. But we'll just make Winda, because we don't want to special them too many times. Alright. So we have Winda. That is pretty hard to beat. Alright, and we also have a way to buff its attack. We try to attack over it. Cards in the graveyard. I guess we'll just send Hedgehog. Just to get a free search. And then we'll search what? I guess Wendy's good? Wendy's probably the best monster we can just set naturally. It is nice to fuse with Komata, but I'll just go with Wendy here. Wendy's fine. And we'll set Imperm. So we have Imperm, Winda, Beast. No Snow and Grave, right? Yeah, I wish I dug for Called By actually paid off. I was debating going for 6, just to make sure. But he can also chain Maxi to Prosperity if he's smart, in case I have Called By. Bro. What? Bro. What is this? Is this Eldritch with Maxi in the deck? I mean, Maxi's really strong. That's the weirdest thing ever. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's Eldritch. So we have a stacked graveyard. Alright, so only gets to summon one time. That's just not how that works. You have Skill Drain? What? Alright, so we have Winda. So you can only special one time. This is crazy. So he'll get off the Golden Lord, but then this won't summon anything. Now I'm really wishing I had a Schism, because it's really nice to summon that with Schism. If you summon Contract, then it's the graveyard and attack. No, nothing here. So this just stays there. He didn't realize how it worked. I guess we'll flip this and see what we draw. We can't use any spells. I mean, discard Wendy. Get Wendy's effect. It's not bad. What do I want? Dragon? Dragon bounce the card of the hands? I think Skomata's not the worst. Just to like kill that and make him have to reborn it or something. Neither seem that great, really. But I have Alistair, so if he tries to attack, we can win that trade. Alright. That's fine. So one weakness we have right now is we already used our Aerial. We got in milled. I love Schism, summon Contracts out of the graveyard, then Aerial it to banish it. Alright, we're definitely gonna Imperm that. So it's in the same column as the Imperm, so we'll just I think it stays there forever. It doesn't do anything, if I remember correctly. He's solid. I guess we'll never find out. Alright, well, we know most of his back rows now. Or I guess we do know all of his back rows. This is definitely a threat, but there's no more unknowns. I'm not really afraid of anything. We can just play with the knowns and try and play through everything and kill him. It's tough we can't use any of these, though. Alright. So he banishes a card from our graveyard. I'm not too concerned with like anything he banishes. One funny thing is, we have a second one of these, it's fine. If we mill a Dasher somehow, like a Dasher Grave, we can use Celestial Dasher to draw too. Like set our hands. Sanguine, alright, I'll probably get Conquistador. Another Requero. trying to banish both my Schisms so I can't grind with him. That would make sense. He's big chilling in defense. Maybe he drew Conquistador or had it in hand. Okay. I mean, he's eventually gonna get low off the Imperial Order, and then we can try and go for game then. We also could just flip this and start attacking. Like, this can still be destroyed. He searched Aquera? I guess we'll just do this. And kill the Golden Lord. He'll probably chain Aquero here, so at least it's a banish. Off of... Because if you have a Golden Lord, then Aquero also banish card from grave. Probably gonna banish the other Schism, yeah. I'm trying to see if I can chip for something. If I can chip for anything, we're good. This is probably Conquistador. I doubt we'll make it through, but we can try. Alright. He only has one trap. Can't use any spells. Interesting. Yep. Both Schisms gone. That hurts our grind game a lot. Oh, I could summon this and try and attack with it. So what would happen if he has Conk? I attack, he probably just conks this. Oh, we win. Nice. Alright. That's my deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment below what you guys think. And tons of more deck videos coming. I should have one out every single day. I have a lot of decks I'm excited to show you guys, make guides on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the updated Shaddoll guide. And thank you. Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow.